Hi everyone, very happy Guru Purnima to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me today on this live session. Today's live session, I want to discuss with you the 3 keys to achieve the success that you want. Hi, my name is Dr. Meghna Dikshit, and I'm a success coach, and I hear a lot of people saying that success is tough, it's difficult, and they don't know how to get there. Even though they try, it doesn't work for them. And worse is they see that most of the times, I also have seen this in the world, and if let me know if you have seen it, if you have seen this already, that far too talented and skilled people fail to achieve the success that they want, or they struggle to achieve the success that they want. And the people, those who society so-called call them stupid or dumb, or they are not so academically bright, or they are not so skilled, somehow they climb the ladder of the success. So what do you think? Have you seen these kind of people in your life? If you have seen something like this in your life, let me know in the comment box. Type yes, we have, yes I have, yes I have. So if you have seen something like this, you also know that most of the time, to such people, society calls as lucky. People look at them and they say कि इसको ज़्यादा कुछ आता तो नहीं है, but पता नहीं कैसे lucky है, born in a good family maybe, और कोई godfather मिल गया होगा जो इसको ऐसे मिल गया, ऐसे हो गया, वैसे हो गया. But that's far from the truth. Let me tell you that. Today I am here to tell you the 3 keys that can give anybody the success that they want. Okay, anybody. So are you ready to listen to them? If you are ready, type in the comment box, you are ready. I am ready. Type in the comment box, I am ready. Okay, I am ready. So today I'm going to debunk some myths for you and tell you that these are the barriers that you have, or these are the myths that you believe maybe since your childhood for many years, and people have told you these things and you kind of like thought that they are true, and that is the reason you probably are living a limited life. So I'm going to teach you these 3 keys that are going to give you the limitless, or you can live your life without any limits. Okay, so if you are ready, once again type in the comment box, you are ready. I'm ready. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk with you all is, I often see that people fear to dream big. And the one thing that I learned in my life, okay, my life has not been a rosy picture. I have failed many a times. And let me tell you, if you are someone who's failing multiple times, or who has failed multiple times, first of all, congratulations to you, okay? Because failing only means that you have tried. Okay, you have tried something, and that's why you have failed. So yeah, I'm coming back to my story, where I as a child was born in a middle class family, where dreaming big was like something very scary, because as soon as you are growing up, and everybody as a child, you must have had big dreams. Like, it could be even becoming a Superman or a Spider-Man or whatever. Let me know what dreams you had as a child. Like, I wanted to be an astronaut, I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to be a dancer, I wanted to be a karate champ. I wanted to do so many things in my life as a child, okay? But as you start growing, and you see your surroundings, and you see people around you, they're all the time telling you to be, बच के रहो, ज़्यादा मत सोचो, ज़्यादा उड़ो मत, ज़्यादा ये मत करो, ज़्यादा वो मत करो, अरे हमारे पास उतने पैसे नहीं है, अरे अपनी औकात में रहो, अपने लिमिट में रहो, सोचो कि जितना ये निकल जाए उतना ही बहुत है. I also was the one who heard all of this as a child, okay, for a very long time. And I heard it from my parents, I heard it probably from my neighbors, I heard it from my relatives, I heard it from my teachers, I've heard it from so many people. Because the environment or the surroundings that I had around me back then were all related to fears, because all of these people probably had sacrificed their dreams. Probably they failed somewhere, and they realized that they are not able to do it, and that's where they decided that, okay, if I can't do it, nobody else can. So I understand probably you also came from that space, and the one thing that environment or that surrounding has done to us is implanted or or projected the fear on us to even dream big. Because the only thing happens when you dream big, and if you don't achieve it, you face rejection, you face failure. And as a child, the failure that we go through, all of us go through the failure, and the failure that we go through as a child is the meaning that is attached to the failure is all about you're good for nothing, or you're not good enough. Now, I want you to change that meaning first of all. Failure is nothing else but you attempted to do something. So first of all, congratulate yourself. And even if you did not succeed in probably being successful at one go in that particular dream, you don't need to feel bad about it. Now, I understand that I'm not saying that your dream of becoming a Spider-Man or Superman, shall you pursue, you should pursue it or you should quit it. Well, that is up to you. But let me tell you one thing about it, okay? I personally feel the people, those who succeed, okay? The people, those who succeed and achieve what they want in terms of career, money, relationships, health, in all aspects of life, and are also happy, are the people, those who dream big, okay? Now, when I say dream big, I also want to tell you that when you dream big, there are possibilities that the fear will come back to you. Okay, because there are two kinds of people that I generally see in the world. Okay, there are two kinds of people. One person is, the first category of the person would be the person who will see their reality as far worse than what it is actually. So far worse, like वो लोग ना हमेशा ये सोचेंगे कि थोड़ा सा कुछ हुआ तो उसको 10 times बढ़ाएंगे. आपने ऐसे किसी को देखा है या क्या आप उसमें से हैं? Do you see the reality as far worse? Okay. So comment box, let me tell me in the comment box if you're that kind of a person, okay? If you feel and I'm sure you recognize it, or at least people around you tell you that, okay, listen, it's not that bad as much as you feel like. Or maybe you have somebody like your parent or your spouse or somebody around you who sees the reality as far worse than it is. Okay, that's the first category of people. The second category of the people are perpetually living in denial. Okay, they are the so-called positive thinkers. Those who think that, those who deny what's happening in their life. They want to escape in the unreal world and they want to think, ha, sab theek hai, as if you do not address the elephant in the room, it won't exist. Now, you see, you cover the elephant in the room, but it is still going to occupy, okay? Now, I'm sure when I say the elephant in the room, you're actually thinking of the elephant in the room. Now, that is what your life would be if you live in denial. So, I'm not saying that you either be in the first category or the second category. Understand something. You got to understand what are the filters, what are spectacles you're wearing. कौन सा चश्मा आपने पहना हुआ है जिससे कि आपको ये कलर दिख रहा है, ये कलर सारा कुछ दिख रहा है जिसमें आप या तो वर्स रियलिटी में जी रहे हैं, आपको लग रहा है कि आपकी लाइफ इतनी बदतर है जबकि उतनी है नहीं, या तो आप डिनायल में जी रहे हो कि नहीं सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा, इतना सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. नाउ ईदर वेज आपका लॉस है, ओके, बिकॉज जब तक कि आप अपनी रियलिटी को जैसे है वैसे नहीं देखेंगे तब तक आप उसको चेंज नहीं कर पाएंगे. ओके, सो फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट इज अंडरस्टैंड दैट यू हैव टू सी योर रियलिटी फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ द राइट place where you are in. And if you can't see, either ways, if you can't see your reality in the right place, then seek help. And don't seek help from your relatives or your spouse or your parents or your children, because they are in the same environment. You remember I said that we come from an environment where people are, most likely you will be with people those who are just like you. So find people, those who are doing better than you. Especially the area that you feel that you are lacking, or the area that you feel that your life is not as good as it should be. So find a person who's probably, if you want to improve your financial status, then you find a person who's doing better than you in finances and seek help. In career, do the same. If you're in a business, find a business coach or maybe a career coach if you're in the job. Relationships. Look at the people, those who are doing great relationships. There are amazing relationship coach. You can figure out with them. If your health is not doing well, you got to see the reality as it is. You got to find a person who's better than you and already have achieved the results that they have achieved. Okay, if you are seeking success, then you need to see who are the people, those who have already been successful in the area that you want to be. Understand one thing, okay? I am sure you must have heard about Pareto principle. If you haven't, it is a 80-20 rule, okay? Have you heard of Pareto principle? Then type in the comment box, or you can also type 80-20 rule, okay? Now, what does the 80-20 rule says when it comes to success? When it comes to success, the 80-20 rule says that 80% of your success, okay, 80% of your success comes from your mindset, and 20% of your success comes from your skill. Okay, 80% is mindset, and 20% is mechanics, as in your job, your skill, your business, whatever. That's only 20%. 80% is mindset. Now, as I said in the beginning of this talk, that I was saying that whatever your mindset is developed as a child and in the childhood, and if you start looking at things as they are far worse, or you live in the denial, you're not living in the right mindset. And if you do not have a right mindset, even though an opportunity knocks at your door, you will look at it and say, oh, it's not possible, I can't do it, it can't happen. You will keep giving yourself the excuses that how you cannot do it. So always remember, this Pareto principle or 80-20 rule. Your success comes from 80% of mindset and 20% of mechanics. So if you understood that, type in the comment box 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. Okay, 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. Very, very critical, very, very important thing to understand here. Okay, so I want to tell you that I want to tell you this before even I get into the 3 keys that you should be looking at and you should be thinking that how do I achieve the success. I wanted to ask you a few questions, and few questions in terms of, if you want to be really, really productive in your life, okay, you need to be able to identify what is the chokehold or what is stopping you from being productive. Like yesterday, I was talking to a client of mine, okay, and the client of mine said that I feel that I need someone to give me that push so that I can go ahead and achieve. I need that initial push always in my life. And if you are someone like that, let me tell you that, okay, I was a person once upon a time like that, where I always felt, oh, initially thoda sa koi push de de, initially thoda sa koi help kar de, thoda sa koi ye kar de, thoda sa koi wo kar de. I was a person like that, only to realize that I am using people, or I'm using situations, or I'm using resources as a crutch to push me to go ahead. Now, by no means I'm saying that is wrong, okay. If a person is coming to me and asking me this, I'm really humbled and honored, because that person is looking at me as a coach, and that person wants me to coach him and tell him how can he start, which is great. First of all, that person has taken help from somebody, which is amazing, right? So yes, but apart from that, when you want to ask yourself this question, and if you want to be independent in your productivity, because you can't every day expect somebody pushing you and making you get out of the bed. So if you're not able to achieve, or if you're not able to be productive enough if you probably have XYZ's goals and you feel that you're not able to achieve or do what you must be doing, then I wanted to ask you a few questions. The questions goes like this, that first question you have to ask yourself, probably because why you should be asking this question is, sometimes you understand that there is something called as learned helplessness. We all have that learned helplessness, where it's very easy to say that oh, I don't know, oh, pata nahi kaise hoga, oh, I wish someone helps me, oh, I can't do it. It's very easy, okay, and we have all done it. Let's be honest, I have done it years after years, okay. Till one fine day, that whole awakening happened, where I felt that, oh God, what am I doing to myself? I have learned this helplessness. And where do you learn this helplessness from? Where do you learn? Come on, tell me in the comment box and tell me, where do you learn helplessness from? I just discussed it. Your environment. You have your role models, right? Who are your role models? Your family members, your teachers, your and I'm talking about childhood, right? Since childhood, we have heard these and bombarded with this kind of, things in our life, that how you can't do something. And we keep giving ourselves these excuses. Partially, our brain is very happy to give us excuses and tell us that, it's very, very, you want to be in a la la land, or you want to be in the zone where, everything is pleasure. So you want to avoid the pain, and anything that you want to do new, there will be a pain which is obviously going to be there. You go to gym and you do 10 squats, suddenly after a few days or months or years, your muscles are going to shout and scream and tell you that it's paining. Similar is everything in your life. If there is shit happening in your life, I'm sorry for my language, but today I really wanted to be giving you this truth bombs, where I want you to realize that, because this whole mahol of COVID and whole mahol of lockdown, I'm seeing so many people coming back and practicing this helplessness. It's not in my hand. Oh, it's not in my hand. How is it not in your hand? I understand this circumstance and situation is not in your hand, but I refuse to believe that the choice that you have of responding to the situation is not in your hand. Like I'm telling you, the series of coaching sessions that I've been doing for last few weeks, I would say, is all about people feeling helpless. And I'm not saying that I didn't feel the brunt of it. I didn't feel sorry about the whole state. I did feel. I felt that, oh my God, because see, I'm a person who's always out there with people, physical presence of people, and I suddenly felt that, my God, I am not able to meet people now. I have to be confined to a room. For years maybe I thought that, okay, I've worked so much, I really want this 1 month or 2 months with myself I don't want to step out of the house. But that was my choice. And suddenly then the choice was taken away from me, and I'm now forced to be at home. I started feeling, oh my God, this is not my choice. So the rebel in me started coming out. Recently, I started feeling like really angry about it, that what is it like? I haven't done anything about it. I was shocked, I was angry, I was in denial, all the stages of losses. If you understand that is for some other the stages of losses is a topic for maybe some other life. But we all go through the stages of loss, in various situations. So similarly, I was going through the stages of loss, and I thought that, why am I going through this? Why should I go through this? Somebody somewhere created the coronavirus or bloody whatever has happened, and why am I going to go through this nonsense? But do I have a power over anything right now, or external circumstance? No. And then what can I do? My mind started working, and my mind started working in terms of, okay, you're not getting this what you want, so what can you do about it now? The moment I started coming to the acceptance of the reality, okay, this is my reality, and I don't know for how long I'm going to be in this reality. It's not going to change in a couple of months or 3 months or 4 months. It may take 6 months, 8 months, a year. I really don't know. If this is a situation that I am in, then I take a control in my hand and feel that how do I respond to it? That creates a win-win situation for me and for the people around me. How do I serve more? How do I connect more? Similarly, I'm sure you're going through the same thing. First is to accept that, yes, I'm going through some horrible feelings right now here, and how do I correct it? Now, you have to ask yourself the series of questions when your productivity has taken a hit. The first question you have to ask yourself that, what is holding you back? Like for me, what was holding me back was this whole helpless mindset that it's not in my hand. I don't know how soon I'll be able to get back up on the stage. I don't know when can I meet my students, when can I meet my clients, when can I meet my friends. So what's helping you, what's holding you back is your first question. The second question is, you have to ask yourself, in the current scenario, is it the level of education and skill that's holding me back? Do I need to upgrade my skill? Like in my case, I'm decently, connected with the technology and understanding, but recently I realized that, it's not going to be enough, because in future, the work that I do will need even better technology understanding, even better understanding of writing blogs and copywriting and stuff like that. I actually immersed in learning the skills, because the way I could connect with people from the stage, I can't connect the same way from the technology. I will need something different. I started learning and immersive learning. So what kind of an education and skill that you need to acquire during this period and the coming years? Because the world is changing and you need to wake up to that. We are not going to go back to what it was in 2019 or before that. This whole 2020 has come to us to give another order to the world. So the second thing that you need to ask yourself is, what level of skills or education you need to acquire now. Okay, the mindset. Is it your mindset that is holding you back? Is it your mindset that is holding you back? You need to understand that and upgrade your mindset. Do you need to upgrade your mindset? What do you need to change your mindset? It's a software upgradation. Here is a software. Do you need to upgrade that software? Is it necessary for you right now? Are you feeling this loss that I was talking about? It's okay to feel that way. Accept it. Okay. The fourth is it your past experience? When the crisis hit, how did you respond in the past? The crisis, when they say that when the crisis hits, the true character reveals. So what is your true character revealing right now? Is it positive and looking forward for the growth and focusing on the progress? Or is it all panic, anxious and fearful and focusing on the problems? The true character reveals during the crisis. So what is your past experience has taught you, or past failures has brought in you as a character? Figure out that. The next question you should ask yourself, is it your current job or is it your current occupation, probably which is redundant and not going to help you in future? Then what can you do to change and get into something which will be useful for the next few years? So don't wait for, the book is amazing if you have read, I don't know, the Who Moved My Cheese. If you haven't read that, please read the book. If something that is how, like, you're worrying and you're thinking, oh, I'll wait here and something will come to me. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. You keep waiting and things are going to go away from you. So be awake. Right now is a wake-up call, and figure out what you need to do in your current job, occupation, or you need to change and switch something to, or you need to learn entirely something and switch. Is it your current environment that is stopping you? Are you still in an environment? Now you may ask me this question, but Dr. Meghna, what do I do with my environment? Because it's possible that, it's your family members, it's your colleagues, and you can't really change them. No, by no means. Like, I have the same family members whom I had as a child, and they're going to be there, right? But I do have other people in my environment that I strategically connected with. I have coaches for every aspect of my life, and I also have a complete mastermind group. I have my tribe where I can pick up the call and talk to these people and share with them what am I feeling. And these are not the people, those who are going to validate my feelings. They may say that it's okay to go through it, but they're going to give me a kick in my butt and tell me that, you need to do this, and you need to change this. I want people in my life, those who also are holding me accountable to focus on my progress. So if you have people in your environment which are like probably feeling sorry and going through the helplessness, that's okay. You can't change that, but you can have more people in your life. Those who can always help you focus on the progress, change your state of mind. Is it your health? Then what do you need to do to get your health in order? Just because you're in lockdown doesn't mean that you start binging or you start eating what is not helpful for you. Just because you're feeling stressed, work on your stress. So what is it for you? Now see, when you answer all of these questions, you will come to a space where you will understand that, why is your productivity getting a hit? Or are you on right track? These answers will tell you the speed of your growth or achieving your goals. And always remember this, okay? Whatever you have learned in the past, you can always unlearn it. Everything is learned and everything can be unlearned. So stop giving yourself that excuse that, oh my God, I have been doing this for years, how can I change it? Most probably you learned it and you did it and you're now doing it on autopilot. You can always be more aware and change it. It can be changed. Whatever situation you are in, most probably you can change it. It's in your hand. But the first is to take responsibility that you created this situation, right? So now I want to share with you the 3 keys, okay? The 3 keys that I was talking about, which I felt are most important ones. And if you're ready to listen to the 3 keys, type in the comment box and say 3 keys. 3 keys. Type in the comment box and tell me the 3 keys, okay? So 3 keys that I learned in my life to reach where I want to reach, okay? So first, as I said, that I have a big dream, okay? Like I have a very big dream. I have a very big dream that I'm doing this massive workshop, seminar in front of lakhs of people, like an auditorium, like or maybe a big arena. So I have this whole big dream, okay? Now, when I look at that big dream, I want to reverse engineer and think about today. That what am I going to do today to fulfill that big dream? So for today, have I done something that is going to add to that big dream? So first thing for you is to have that big dream. And then the first key, okay, the first key for your limitless living is having immense clarity. Having immense clarity about who you are, what you want to do, and where you want to be. Remember, who you are, what you want to do, and where you want to be. These are your questions. How do you want to be in the world? What kind of person you would want to be? What kind of a progress you want to make to achieve that big dream? Most successful people have one big dream and then they do everything in their life to follow that dream. So what is that one big dream? So have the clarity of who you are, what you want to do and where you want to be. The second, okay, now you remember I said that most times people, when they see other people being successful, they think that, oh, I didn't get that opportunity. Oh, that person is lucky. Let me tell you, the opportunities are everywhere. They are everywhere. You are not able to grab them because you are not ready. Let me repeat it again. Opportunities are everywhere and all the time they are present. You are not able to grab them or you are not able to recognize them is because you are not ready. So my second key is always keep practicing. Even though you feel you are ready, keep practicing. Always keep practicing as if it's a new thing. Like you see any sports person or any performer, even though they are best at what they do, they still practice every single day. They find ways. You can't say that I learned something 10 years back and oh my God, I can do it just the way I learned it that time. You can't, because the brain forgets. Practice makes it permanent. So if you want to be really recognizing an opportunity and grabbing the opportunity, you should be ready at all times. So even though you are good in what you do, find a way to practice it every single day. Be better at it every single day, because see, excellence is a moving line. Let me repeat it again for you. And if you like those lines, please put it in the comment box. Excellence is always a moving line. When you look at the big picture and when you look at the bigger goal, you will always need to be better than yourself every single day to reach there. You cannot say, I became the best in this field. No. Then you're putting a cap to your growth. So always look for better ways, or always look for the ways that you can better yourself. So excellence is a moving line always. So keep practicing every single day, even though you know you're best at it. Okay, even though you know you're best at it, and that's what the best people do, and that's how they grab the opportunity. That's why they, you see that they are lucky. The overnight success is always backed by 10, 15, 20 years of practice. There's never overnight success. Okay, so do that. Okay, do that. The third key for you. Okay, the first key I said is clarity. Then second key I said is be ready. Always keep practicing and be ready all the time. The third key for you is concentration. Okay, concentration. Now what is concentration? Concentration is the ability to put the discipline of focusing on things which are important for you. Now how do you understand where to concentrate on? Now, when you look at your big goal, you have answered the clarity questions, you have answered the productivity question, you look at the big goal. Once you looked at the big goal, you come down and you then think that write down the 10 ways, that you must, 10 things that you should do today that will make you be on that goal, on the path of achieving that goal. The 10 things you should be doing today. Now, let me tell you this, here also you can apply 80-20 rule. The 10 things you write, out of that, the 2 things most likely are the things that are going to take you closer to your path. So identify, out of 10, identify the 2 things that you must do right now so that you become closer to that path of your, or achieving your success, or speeding that, goal. So identify, out of 10, identify these 2 things. Okay, again 80-20. Most of the times I've seen that people write those 10 things and out of that 8 things are not necessary. Just these 2 things will bring you closer to your goal. So do those. Okay, focus is the key, or concentration is the key. Okay, rather I would say that focus, I would say, is something which is exactly like what you want to be or do or have. Focus is something that knowing exactly what you want to be, do, have. And concentration, I would say, is the ability to persevering something. Okay, ability to persevere something and follow it, concentrate and look into it without any distraction. Avoiding the distraction. So if you understand the 3 keys that I explained you today, type in the comment box and say clarity, always be prepared, and concentration. These are the 3 keys I feel can give success to any person in any area of your life. Always understand, let me summarize it quickly. 80-20 rule, 80% is mindset, 20% is your mechanics. Okay, 20% is your mechanics, 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. 3 keys are clarity, be prepared, and concentration. The productivity questions I gave you today. If you found value in this session, type in the comment box lots of value, LOV, and if you feel that you would like to share this video with your friends, family members, please feel free to do so. And I will see you very, very soon for the next one. Let me know what are the 3 takeaways, okay? What are the 3 takeaways you have got from this video? The 3 major takeaways. I have given you lots, but I want to write 3 takeaways right now in the comment box and tell me what are the 3 takeaways that you have. Thank you very much. I love you guys and I'll see you soon.